Hello, hello. Dan here with G2 Jake for our final high impact episode of the True Success podcast for this year, 2025.
Hey, what's up, Dan? Wow, what a year. This is our year end wrap up, and we're going out with a bang. Today's question is going to hit every single listener right in the wallet.
We're asking a question that might catch you completely off guard, Jake. What was your single biggest expense this year? Most of you are thinking my mortgage, that new car payment, or maybe that giant credit card bill from your trip to Thailand, your last vacation over the summer. But here's the shocking truth. For most Americans, the biggest expense you paid this year wasn't your house, your car, your debt, your vacation. It was taxes.
Absolutely. Income tax, payroll tax, property tax, and sales tax, all the levies we pay without even realizing it. When you tally it all up for a total, many people are over a staggering 30 to 50% of their total income to the government every single year. Just think about that. Half of your workday is essentially for the IRS and state and local governments.
And the crazy frustrating part? Most people spend zero time planning around their single biggest expense. People plan birthdays, plan vacations, plan a Hanukkah party like I am, and budget every cent of their groceries. But taxes, they wait until April and hope for the best.
It's exactly what IRA expert Ed Slott says, and I love this quote because it's so true. Tax filing costs you money, while tax planning saves you money. This is the difference between average and wealthy people. Wealthy people aren't just filing taxes, they're planning them to legally save them thousands. Dan, what are three of the most powerful immediate strategies that our listeners can use to keep more of what they earn right now?
Jake, let's focus on long-term strategy, not a quick fix. Our goal isn't to pay the lowest in any one year, but to pay the lowest amount over your lifetime and maybe even beyond your lifetime to the next generation. So, number one, never waste a low tax bracket. Paying zero in taxes doesn't make a whole lot of sense. With tax brackets being historically low right now, of course, tax laws are always subject to change. Sometimes it makes sense to pay a little more tax now in lower brackets, like by maximizing Roth IRA opportunities to save a massive amount of tax later. That tax free growth is the biggest long term saver that you have. Secondly, don't sleep on that HSA. This is the triple tax free champion, tax deductible going in, tax free growth, and tax free withdrawals for medical expenses with no exceptions, no expiration date. If you have one of those, and with higher medical costs and everything that's going on with healthcare, it seems to be, one of the better ways to manage your healthcare is to have that. And if you do have it, max it out. And you can max that out all the way up until you file your taxes. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, the power of tax location planning. What do you mean by that? That's breaking down the tax out strategy, how you must diversify your investments across regular taxable accounts, tax deferred, and tax free accounts. So you control your tax rate when you spend the money or when you leave a tax advantage legacy to your heirs and charities.
Excellent point, Stan. And yeah, avoiding taxes year by year often sets up with you unknowingly creating a tax time bomb for later. And for our listeners who are business owners or have some side hustles, you need to make the tax code your best friend. So look at the home office deduction, travel expenses, equipment, and wages. You have very powerful tools like 100% bonus depreciation. If you aren't strategically managing your revenue and expenses, you're literally just giving cash away.
Excellent. Of course, being a business owner myself, doing that all the time. Just sat down with our tax team. So finally, Jake, if you're looking at your itemized deductions, especially with the increased salt cap, don't miss opportunities like charitable giving. The easiest way is cash, but the smartest way is directly transferring highly appreciated investments to the charity. You avoid the capital gains tax from selling the asset and still get the deduction.
And that's the key takeaway, listeners. Filing taxes is not the same as planning taxes. Everybody has to file, but only the wise are planning. Tax planning happens all year long. And when you finally go to file in April, you should really already know what your outcome is likely to be.
Waiting and saying, let's see how we did is a recipe for unfortunate, expensive surprises. Taxes, as we've explained, are your biggest expense. Reduce them even a little, and you can transform your long term financial picture. The good news is you don't have to figure this out alone. If you're ready to save money, keep more, and build a smarter financial plan, reach out to us because at WMGNA, we figure it out so you don't have to.
And I think that wraps it up. So thanks for joining us on the True Success podcast all year long. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who wants smarter tax strategies. Also, go check out our fresh and new website, WMGNA.com, and download our tax guide. We'll see y'all next year.